Hey guys, hope you're having a beautiful Monday. So in this video, I quickly want to go over the importance of having a large price to value discrepancy and the flywheel of charging high ticket prices. Okay, but before I go over that, I want to just mention this thing that I've started to actually notice, and it's the fact that whenever I have low energy levels, I actually like to make content because somehow it actually energizes me. Okay. And, it hasn't always been this way, just like everybody else. We're afraid to get judged. We're afraid of this, especially that when I start putting out content, not that I was putting it out a lot of it before, but I was putting out content not for an audience, but the audience was my friends and family. And that's even more scary because they're used to seeing this identity. So they're used to seeing you a certain way. And when you start, portraying a different identity, it's clashing, right? So the actual fear of getting judged is even way greater, right? But I've noticed that, the more digits, the more incentivized you are to do something, the easier it is to do it, right? So a lot of people always ask me, hey, Serge, I don't know what to put out. I don't know what content to build. I'm afraid to put myself out there. I'm like, get paid to do it, make a whole lot of money from doing it, and you'll trust me, you'll want to do it. Okay, so but not only does it energize me, but it's actually energy that actually converts prospects. Okay, but this is another topic for another day. But the reason why I've been so consistent at putting these pieces of content out there, and something that these gurus won't tell you, is that every piece of content actually gets you closer to buying. Okay, and this is why every customer in our community, on our $500,000 program, you need to become comfortable with putting out a big, consistently putting out content. Okay, because your prospects, the thing that will separate you, or that will actually give you an edge on your competitors, is how trustworthy are you? How much trust do prospects have before they jump on a call? So for me, I put out 10 videos in 10 days because I want a prospect, whenever they find me online, I want them to consume this piece of content. I want them to consume the next. I want them to consume the next 100 pieces of content later. They're handing me $10,000. So please find this helpful. Don't ask me what to do. Just do what I'm doing. Okay. And this is probably worth 6 figures, or at least 500 grand. Okay. But anyway, price to value discrepancy. Okay, so we have this mindset in this online space that you're supposed to give the prospects the littlest, the smallest amount of features and charge the most amount for it. Okay, but and this mindset of let's build a lean business, let's keep everything small. It's literally the most ridiculous thing that I've ever seen, especially if you're trying to achieve financial freedom. You're not going to achieve financial freedom making $10,000 per month. You're not going to achieve financial freedom making 100 grand a month. A lot of people don't really understand this, but you need to put out a lot of value in the world to really start making 7, 8, 9 figures. Okay, maybe even 10, a few billions, right? So my goal is, whenever I make this piece of content, is to try to at least to help people understand, at least to change their aim. Stop aiming for so low. Stop trying to build a lifestyle business. What the hell is that, right? I see people going out every weekend because they're making 40K a month. I'm like, come on, man, you're not focused. You're not focused. This is not the time to be hanging out doing dumb shit. Of course you can still do it, but you have a purpose, or maybe you don't. Maybe, okay. Anyway, that's another subject. I don't want to go over into that, but price to value discrepancy, okay? So a lot of people, what they try to do is they try to offer one single thing, okay? Maybe it's Facebook ad, right? But what ends up happening is that they're competing with 1,000 other people, someone from India, someone from Mexico, someone from Montreal, Canada, someone from the Philippines, who does the same thing as you. Anybody can go on Facebook, pop up a Facebook ad lead form, or drive traffic to a website. Anybody can do that. Okay, so what ends up happening is that you become, commoditized. I think that's like you become a commodity, right? So when you're pricing, when you decide to say, hey, I want to charge $500, right? Or 5,000 grand per month. Well, you get automatically compared to someone who's charging $500 per month. And that's why you can't seem to close any deals, because you're selling the same stuff that someone in the Philippines can do for $500 per month. Okay? So that's why you can't seem to close any deals. That's why you can't seem to get anyone to feel like you're an expert. Okay? Because your offer is something that can be done for $200 per month. But you think that you can somehow become somewhat of a crazy closer, that you're going to be closing people for $5K for something that can be bought for $500. Okay? Now, what's the actual key thing that you should be doing? Okay? And by the way, before I go over that, I want to let you know that if you think that you're going to beat others because you're lowering your prices, that's literally the dumbest thing, because you can only go back to zero, meaning out of business. So stop thinking that the lower you charge people, the more customers you get. That's not it. It's yeah, you're going to do that, but you're actually going to reduce the effectiveness of your service. So that means you're not actually going to be getting results, because you have shitty talent. You have people who can't do their job. You have people who aren't incentivized enough to actually do a proper job, the proper quality of the stuff that needs to get done to deliver the right outcomes. So you're going to keep people for maybe a month, and then they'll leave your agency. And this is for coaches. This is for anyone with a business. Okay. So stop thinking that to lower your price is the key. And by the way, if you're watching this and you've seen Alex, or you've read Alex Hormozi's book, and this is literally me creating content around what I've learned from that book. Okay. So if you want to get really cool insights, go check out his book. Go check out his YouTube page. He's a really good, cool guy. He says that he has nothing to sell you, but I got something to sell you. Okay. Please pay attention. Yeah, I haven't made 100 million, so until I get there, I have something to sell you. Okay. But it's cool. It's a cool thing to sell you. It's actually valuable. So please understand me. Okay. But the way you should actually do things is go the other way. Add so many features, add so many benefits, add so many, I don't even know how to say it, add so many stuff that nobody can compete with you. Right? Instead of just focusing on we do Facebook ad, we drive traffic, and we have a 90-day roadmap where we, in the first 14 days we're just doing research, and then in the first 21 days we're launching the ads, we're testing. No. That's basic. That's literally that's nothing. Okay. What you do is you find anything that can actually help your customer get the most amount of value. Okay. And how do you increase value? Well, you ask yourself this question to figure out the answer. Okay. How can I make it unreasonable for my customers not to achieve what I'm promising them? Okay. And guess what? You end up noticing that Facebook might not actually be the thing that makes it unreasonable for your customers, or Facebook alone is not a mechanism that is strong enough to get your customers the right things. You end up figuring out that you might actually need good creatives. You might actually need a better converting website. You might end up figuring out that you need to educate your customers on product market fit. You might end up changing the whole message sales argument around a product, around why people should be getting leads from that, or selling their house from that real estate agent. All this kind of stuff, you need to figure out that you may need to add more solutions to your mechanism. Okay? That's the first thing. So add more stuff to make your offer oh my God, airtight, to the point that anybody who goes through it gets the outcome right away. Okay? And it's actually the next point. Become better at what you do. Become the best, and reduce the time it takes for your customers to achieve their desired outcome. Right? So imagine this. Imagine if you were Amazon. Imagine if you are the Amazon of your space. Brands come to you. Boom, you get them to 7 figures per month. Agencies come to you. Boom, you scale them to 7 figures per year. Okay? Or real estate agents come to you. in literally like 2 weeks, you got them enough leads to add an extra 7 figures this year. The faster you can get someone the outcome, the more you can charge. Okay. And, and these are questions that I've asked myself, right? I know a lot of you guys are like, hey, Serge, how can you price your program at 10 grand? I don't have money. Well, it's because I'm going to be adding so many features to the program that it will be unreasonable for my customers not to add. I think I call it the $500,000 a year program, but I should actually start calling it the $1 million program, because I believe that the insight that I'm going to be adding to the program will make it unreasonable for people not to generate in less than 6 months 7 figures in MRR or in ARR from our insights. Okay. So it's like, we're not going to be just client acquisition anymore. We're going to be focused on service delivery, because if you have a shitty service delivery, you're not going to retain your customers. We're going to be focusing a lot on how to evolve as a service provider, not just to stick to done for you, but also how to create done with you offers. We're going to be focusing a lot on building any channels for acquisition. So not just stick to social platforms. We're going to be onboarding people who have agencies and, maybe email personalized lines, experts in their own field, so that I can make it unreasonable for my customers not to get the best outcome, the right outcome that they want. Okay. So those are, add a better onboarding experience, shorten the time that it takes to customers to get a return. So instead of you having to spend 2 weeks before your customers get a win, how about you get them a win 48 hours after they sign up? That will make your service, people will love your services. They will call their grandmother and say, hey, oh my God, Serge just scaled my agency, right? They'll start talking about it, when they're eating, dinner with their family. Okay. Add guarantees. That's something you can add. We don't do guarantees. We hate the people that guarantees attracts. But some days, once we're making 8 figures, maybe we might want to convince the people who are scared to buy from us. Okay. But that's down the line. Okay. So, but the good thing is, the more value you add, the more money you can charge. And the price you can charge actually goes till infinity. There is no cap. No cap. There's literally no cap on how much you can charge people, because there is a billionaire out there who will pay you 100 grand just to fix his sleep. There is a billionaire out there who will pay you multiple 6 figures a year just for you to read books for him and just digest the most important key insights. So even this is a belief I have had to change. I've had to, hey, Serge, there is someone out there who will value you more than people who don't have money, who are afraid to pay you 2 grand. I was like, hey, why am I so stuck, reducing the value I can give to customers when I know I could give them so much more value, right? Why do I have to stick here and compete with people who have shittier services than I do, right? So, guys, focus on increasing this and stop focusing too much on playing this game. This is for people who are afraid. Don't be afraid. Okay. Charge as much, but make sure you become the best at what you do. Okay. Now let's talk about the flywheel of charging high ticket. But before I do, I built this for the flywheel for Amazon. Okay. And check Amazon's flywheel. They reduce prices, so more people want to shop on their website. The more people want to shop on their website, the more people want to sell on Amazon, because they have a really good audience, large pool of people. That's why Facebook is so powerful, because everybody's on Facebook, right? So Facebook makes billions of dollars just from paid ads because they have the audience. So Amazon is the same thing. Since they have more people on their website, well, more people want to sell on his website, right? The more people want to sell on his website, the more competition, because there are more sellers. That means they're going to reduce their prices. So the more competition is going to create a more feedback loop to help them lower their prices. So this thing never ends. So this is like a flywheel. If you don't know what flywheels are, learn them, because they will make you billions of dollars. Okay. So you have to find your flywheel. I think I'm finding mine, which is high price, high quality customers. They need to be more committed, and the better the quality of my customers, well, the more revenue I actually bring in in my company, the more capital I have, the more capital I can allocate to the back end by hiring better talent, better consultants or coaches to come in and bring in their frameworks. Literally, I'm like taking money and just throwing it at people that are good in their field, right? And I'm like, hey, can you please come in and build a framework for my customers on how to solve this problem? And people are just coming in and like, hey, Serge, okay, perfect. Creating content, weekly support calls with my customers, and it becomes insane, okay? And that's how I'm able to get what? Better results for my customers. The better the results my customers get, guess what? The more I can charge higher prices because I can get them better results and maybe even faster results. So what that means is that I end up increasing my prices. Maybe this is just the beginning of my price increase. I'll probably end up being at 20 grand in the next 3 to 4 months. And after that, I'll probably increase it, right? Or maybe end up creating another product. But like, this is a flywheel, guys. And this is why it's so important to go build something like, build the Ferrari of your niche. Build the Lamborghini. Build the Porsche of your service niche, right? Be the Porsche. Don't try to be the Toyota. Like, no, there are a lot of Toyotas out there, right? And when you roll by, nobody pays attention. But if you're in a Porsche that has 1,000 horsepower, like, people will be like, whoa, what's going on here? I want to be in that car, right? At least that's what I tell myself. So high prices, high quality customers, because nobody who isn't committed is not going to come to me and say, hey, Serge, hey, here's 10 grand, help me scale my agency in specific ways. Like, I will not attract people who aren't committed, right? So I literally cut out all the people who aren't committed, who are afraid to actually grow a business. And I'm only going to be attracting high quality customers. If I attract high quality customers, it actually automatically gets me better results because there will be more committed, right? But the good thing is that I'll also have more revenue, meaning I can actually support them even better. I can pay to get them the best results. And the best results, more high prices. So it never stops. So just to end this, please, the bigger the discrepancy, the better, the easier it is to sell. Your customers need to be buying a tremendous amount of value at a discount. So stop being afraid to give your customers value, right? It could be adding more services, adding more maybe information or products, right? Stop thinking that you have to do done for you work for people. Just educate them on better ways to scale their business, okay? And I'm not saying that you need to all of a sudden go build a whole bunch of offers. I'm just saying keep the same promise and just build like a step-by-step thing that your customers need to go through to achieve their results, right? And just find your flywheel and build it out. Have a beautiful day, guys. I appreciate y'all. Bye-bye.